Seekers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry I'm fashionably late. How are you guys doing? Thank you for being here. So new moon in Cancer. Tomorrow, solar eclipse tomorrow. Then there's the solstice as well. The sun just moved into Cancer. So many things are happening right now. I've been feeling it physically in the past few days, and I've had some interesting experiences, including nature's omens things. I'm going to shut down the curtain for a second just so I'll be able to see you more clearly. Hold on. Right here. Oh, I feel like this is better. Can you see me better? Say hello to me, by the way. I see there's already people here in the chat. I will wait a few minutes before we start to give more people an opportunity to join. But if you're here, say hello, because I see the numbers, but I don't see you guys talking. There you guys are. I have William. I have Helen. Hello. My sun is in Leo. My moon in Cancer. Ooh. Your moon is in Cancer. Awesome. You probably feel like the tides. 1 second you want to drown the world. 1 second you want to heal the world. Welcome to being the ocean. Not the easiest energy, but it's a very powerful energy. You ought to work with it. You do? Cool. So I see I also have some patrons in the house. Oh, and I see people are now joining in the chat. If you want me to know that you're present, you can press the like button, for example. I wonder if I have any moderators here. If you're joining after the live, I am purposefully waiting a few minutes because I want to give up people an opportunity to join. So you can either fast forward or just hang out, make yourself some coffee, all good. We'll get there, okay? We're just doing a little bit of a chat for now, and then we'll start. Tommy, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Leo, saying hello from above the Arctic Circle. Hello. Thank you for joining. Awesome. Oh, one person gave the like. Thanks. How do you like my my plant thing? You like it? I'm exhausted physically, by the way. Not from an exertion of energy, but from rest, actually, funny enough. But I feel like I went on a little bit of a vacation with friends, and physically it was restful, but energetically it was very, very potent. So I'm like, I'm super like vital, but also exhausted at the same time. It's interesting. Nicole, Cancer Sun, Cancer Mercury, Scorpio rising, and this eclipse retrograde is intimidating. Gonna have to learn about myself. Don't we all? Hello, welcome, Stephen. Okay, guys, awesome. Thank you for being here. Hi from the UK, Kaz. So I already have different representations from different places in the world. Love it. Guys, if you want to have personal readings, you can send $14+ to my PayPal. Link is below and above if you scroll up to the comments. And then after we do the collective messages and reading for the collective, then we can go there. But you can start now, so you'll be first in line, depending if anybody wants to. Okay? Which reminds me, I will put my phone not on silent so I can see notifications. All right. So I wanted to talk a little bit. I think we can start now. What do you guys think? Do we have enough people? Should we start now or wait another minute? I want to see if a moderator joins. Yeah, I worked a lot. Victoria, Libra, Cancer, Moon, and no idea of ascendant. Then if you know, Victoria, if you know your hour, your minute of birth, like your hour, then you can learn about your ascendant. Chrissy, hello. KT, hi KT. I've been exhausted for longer than makes sense. It feels like a collective ask to stop resisting, but also stop forcing. Both, always. Abraham Hicks will call it the path of most allowing, or the path of least resistance, as most people are familiar of. Sandman, Sun and Moon in Sag. Oof. Sun and Moon in Sagittarius? You okay? Yeah, this is going to be an energy that really balances fire, but fire won't feel like it's balancing it. Fire will feel like it's drowning it, but it's actually healing it. It's kind of balancing it and teaching it a lot. Hi, I'm from India, Taurus, Sun, Virgo, Moon. Shanaz, I hope I pronounce your name well. Randhawa. Cool. I'm Taurus, Sun, and Virgo rising. In Vedic, I'm a Virgo moon. Sunman, the Capricorn rising stops you from bursting into flames. Good. That's funny. Cancer, Sun, Gemini, Moon. Cancer, Sun, Gemini, Moon. You'll be very affected by this because the eclipse it's in Cancer, but 0 degrees. So it's right on the cusp between Gemini and Cancer. It's the world of Gemini and Cancer at once. So Libra rising, Virgo, Sun here. My moon is in Libra. I have people with like similar placements to me. Cool. I have my moon in Libra. So my sun is in Taurus and my moon is in Libra. So I'm very Venusian, right? And Venus now is retrograding. Every time Venus does something, it really affects me because I'm double Venus, like my sun and my moon. But like for the better, I'm like pro Venus. Whatever she does, I'm like with her. Your hair reminds me of Fleetwood Mac, only black. Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. My hair was actually darker, was even more black than this when I was a kid. It turned more silverish. Okay. Any questions before we go about this energy or anything? Before I start talking, guys, this is the time to tell me if you have any questions, because then I'll just probably be in my like flow of talking about something. Hello, Pat from Jersey. Victoria, you need a job. Good luck with that. Okay. I feel like I've been waiting long enough, right? We're already 8-9 minutes in. I've been sluggish. I've been taking it really slow. So this is major, and I mean major. When I use the word major, I mean major. Divine feminine, divine masculine vibes. Now, do I mean by this women and men as well? But within each of us, there's both. We're all made of yin and yang, right? We all have femininity and masculinity. Femininity would be the earth and water elements, the physical body and the emotional body, or the emotional space. And masculine energy, which is the fire and the air, the will and the thought. Both men and women all have both. Now, women tend to have more feminine energies. Men tend to have more masculine energies, but we're already evolved enough to know that we're not really limited by it. So you take yourself and place yourself wherever you feel like it works for you, my messages, okay? So when I say feminine, it could refer to your body, but not necessarily, and vice versa when I say masculine. And the reason why I say divine feminine and not just feminine, and divine masculine and not just masculine, is because these are highly energetic spiritual energies. It's way bigger than just our, 3D daily expression of our femininity and of our masculinity. And how does all of it connect right now to what we're going through? So we have the new moon in Cancer. Lunar, is a very feminine energy. Very feminine energy. It's the feminine in space, right? If the sun, the solar is the masculine, then the moon is the feminine. And the new moon tomorrow is happening in the sign of Cancer. Cancer is a very feminine energy. Cancer is the great mother. It's the female. It's the matriarch. It's the ocean. It's the connector of all life, and it births life, and it kills life. The ocean can connect all the separate islands on Earth, but it can also drown them. So having a new moon in Cancer with an eclipse and with everything that is going around right now, you know that there's a lot of dance going on when it comes to astrology. And we've been feeling it in global events for a good amount of time. And I've been saying it several times, but I will repeat it in case you're just joining the shift or need a reminder. We had the entirety of Australia and the Amazons burn at the end of 2019, early 2020. And then we had a world plague, still dealing with it. Now we have collective uprise of the people against injustices, and systems are collapsing. And those systems are the Capricornian dogma, patriarch type of system. Now, no shade of Capricorn, but in relation to what we're talking about, what is collapsing is the toxic masculinity of control and dogma, and of religion. The fact that the South Node is in Sagittarius really connects that. The dogma of religion, the Capricorn and the South Node in Sag, that rules religion and religious archetypes that tend to be patriarchal, right? The ancient days, the tribal days were very Cancer energy, were very feminine, were very matriarch. So everything that is going down right now is toxic masculinity. It has been for 6 months at least that we've been feeling it super on the surface. The processes have been happening for years, for almost a decade. But we've been feeling it as a collective and in our face, and not just in the form of prophecy, rather actually living through it, where you can't deny it. It doesn't matter how skeptic you are. You can't look at everything that is going on and be like, oh, random, nothing is connected. Okay. You make me doubt your intelligence. We can't connect such obvious doubts that are right in front of us. All that with global warming and the whole scientific point of no return thing, it's a lot. And I'm going to say it, although I'm not the only one to say it, but I feel like I need to emphasize it as well. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. And tomorrow, or whenever you're watching this, the new moon in Cancer happening on June 21st with the solar eclipse marks that birth of new Earth. Although Earth is Taurus, we do have Uranus in Taurus. Cancer is the ocean, so Taurus, the Earth, has been starting to shake already with Uranus for like almost 3 years now. Been moving mountains, and now the ocean joins. Tomorrow, the ocean joins. The badass, leader, creator aspect of the feminine, the Taurus, the Earth, has been working very hard on breaking down toxic masculinity. And now the emotional, healing, loving aspect of the feminine, Cancer energy, the ocean that nourishes the earth, that makes it softer, is joining tomorrow with the new moon, the new birth, let's call it. Now let's look deeper into that. It's happening with a solar eclipse. We will have a lunar eclipse in July 5th in Capricorn, and the full moon in Capricorn. So then the feminine eclipse joins the Capricorn masculinity. It's again masculine, feminine, yin and yang kind of colliding. Now the colliding comes from the solar masculine to the lunar feminine in Cancer. I'm sorry, I don't want to confuse you. It's in my head, it makes sense, but I don't want to overly confuse you. It doesn't really matter. I'll just reach to the point. Solar eclipse. The sun, let's think of it astronomically for a second, okay? We have Earth. The moon revolves around the Earth. The moon revolves around the Earth. The Earth, as the moon revolves around it, revolves around the sun. That's just astronomy. What does it mean, like solar eclipse, right? At one point, between the Earth and the sun, the moon stops here, not stops, but arrives here. So the moon is right between the Earth and the sun. So from our point of view, from Earth's point of view, the moon is hiding the sun. So if you were to look at a solar eclipse, you won't see the sun because the moon is hiding it. From our perspective, the moon is blocking it from seeing the sun. The feminine energy is taking over. It is hiding the solar masculine archetype tomorrow. Now, it's not completely hiding it in means of suppressing it, but in means of taking into its black hole the toxicity, transmuting it, and releasing it. But you know what is left? Because this time, and that's super interesting, the moon is going to be closer to the sun. So it won't completely hide it. There is going to be like a circle that is of the moon that is smaller than the circle of the sun from our perspective. So there's going to be a ring of fire around the moon. That's the solar eclipse that we're having. The moon doesn't completely hide the sun. There's like, it's going to like have an aura of sun around it. A dark hole looks like the moon because it's going to be dark. Anyway, I feel like I went overly into the explanation of it and I don't want to confuse anyone. But bottom line, what I'm trying to say, my conclusions and what I'm feeling from this is that this new birth isn't, oh, the feminine is taking over the masculine. The feminine is taking leadership. Yes, because it's about time, because it's been numb for long enough. And it has allowed dogmatic patriarchy to destroy us. But in the name of the divine masculine, the life-giving aspects of fire and air, in the name of literally saving him, I feel like this is a salvation journey. You know, in all the fairy tales, we always see the prince saving the princess, the knight saving the princess. This is when the princess is saving the prince. This is when the queen is saving the king, archetypes-wise. Because the king or the prince or the knight or whatever masculine archetype you want to think of from it went really astray, really lost in power. Forgetting that power isn't an exertion of control over the other, rather it's self-power, it's inner power of self-control and doing good with it. And we all know our leaders have not been doing a lot of good to the world. Our leaders have been supporting destroying the earth with climate change, with all of it. And this is when earth and femininity and the ocean are coming in being like, you know, we've allowed you to do your thing long enough, and you've learned that it works because no one has stopped you. Yeah, reverse Cinderella story, right? But now we're teaching you a very valuable lesson. As leaders, how to treat the earth. As men, how to treat women. Things that used to fly. Let's take it down a notch to the personal level. Things that used to really work for men when it comes to tactics of how they would approach women in their life or relationships and so on, will start really their bubble is going to start bursting and blowing up in their face. Things that they felt like really worked for them because women have allowed it. Some out of compassion, some out of weakness, but have allowed it, bottom line. So it taught them it works. Now they're going to face the melody of truth. Just because it worked for you doesn't make it right. You know, if you do the right thing just because it's the status quo to do the right thing, and everybody know that this is wrong and this is right, so you do this the right, we don't really know if your heart is in the right place of wanting to do the right thing for the sake of doing the right thing. Maybe you're just doing it because it's social conformity and social norms. What do you choose to do when it's not the social conformity or the norm? When people allow and expect you to do the wrong, but you choose regardless to do what's right. This is when the masculine, the divine masculine, both on a collective level and on a personal men level, really learn how to be better. And I'm sorry for the guys out there that are listening that I'm feeling like maybe I'm patronizing you. I mean, if that's where you choose to take it to, then you don't care. I'm sorry, I'm reading some of the chat a little bit. I'm not like lost in space, although sometimes I am. On the 25th, by the way, have you voted today to put yours truly and us, the Existential Shift, on the cover of a global magazine, of Maxim magazine? Do you want these words to echo to more and more people? Speaking of men, it's a men's luxury magazine, so it will bring them here. It will bring them here. Link is below. Voting is free. You ought to do it every day. Ellen. You ought to do it every day. Every day. This is a long game until August 13th. There's quarterfinals and semifinals and then finals. The quarterfinals is announced on July 2nd. So first, we have to remain there. We have to remain first, right? I was about to start talking about Venus. Girls, you want Venus on the cover or not? I represent something. I represent an archetype, an idea. I'm not even me. My face will be on it, but it's the existential shift that will be on it. I'm not even a person. I'm a movement. And that includes you. I can't do it without you guys. I can't speak to space. I need you guys to hear me, and I can't do it alone. I need you guys to support this journey and do it with me. So, create your sticky note or your daily alarm, and let's rock and roll this. I need you guys. I do. No, I'm not a Sag. I'm a Taurus sun. In Vedic, I'm an Aries. Okay? So speaking of putting Venus in the front, and we talk about bringing in the divine feminine. Well, let's do it. This is the opportunity to do it in real life. Link is below. So far, you guys have been doing great, But when you're at your best, that's when you need to go better. And when you're at your fastest, that's when you need to go faster. Because it's not just about reaching the top, it's about maintaining the top. Colette Omen, hello from BC, Canada. Ooh, British Columbia. It's gorgeous there. Hi, welcome. So, and I do want to talk to you about some omens that I got in the past few days when it comes to the eclipse energies that were really powerful for me anyway. Venus is now retrograding in Gemini until the 25th. Okay. I think it remains in Gemini. I'm pretty sure after the 25th. So let's connect that to the fact that there's a new moon in Cancer and solar eclipse on 0 degrees. And it's not just for tomorrow. The effects of it remain for at least 6 months. So we're talking about the new birth of the feminine energy, of the divine feminine, right between Gemini and Cancer. Cancer is the archetype of the great mother. Gemini is the archetype of the child. It's where child essence and mother essence meet in the 0 degree, right on the cusp. And then Venus now is retrograding in Gemini. It's almost like it's a fetus, like it's still in the stomach, preparing to be birthed, to birth this new child. On the 25th, it's going direct. Venus is going direct. The child is out. It's officially birthed. And the femininity, the divine femininity, goes from collective great mother, all that jazz, to the personal level, where you, every single woman, as a child of Venus, as a child of the earth, is rebirthed anew, with a new sense of self, with a new cognitive understanding of yourself, because Gemini is the cognition, it's the mind, right? The dual mind. And with the energies of Cancer, of the maternal, of the mother, and the support of the sun, of the masculine, right? The solar eclipse. I hope I'm not losing you guys. I'm just connecting all those planetary archetypes so you can understand the story. We have a new type of family birthed into life of humanity. There's a new type of soul tribe coming in. New types of relationships, of love bonds, of families is going to happen. That is way more suitable for new earth frequency. Similar to the rainbow prophecy. Hello, I have a moderator here. Hey, Divine Renegade, welcome. Thank you for joining. If you could mention the voting and the link to ask personal question if anyone wants to, it's at the top. Thank you. And you've also made a very, very generous vote. I saw it, Ren. I am really, thank you so much. Like, you guys are amazing. Every single one of you has been voting every day. You guys are freaking amazing. Like, you don't have to do it, and then you do it, and it's for us, and I love it. I love that we are working together to bring forth this. What was I saying? Oh, the new nuclear bondings, families, soul tribes. This new moon in Cancer and solar eclipse. Cancer is also the tribe, right? The community, the connection, the home, where you feel belong, where you connect. Be ready to have fake soul tribes be released from your system and real soul tribe to enter your life. And it's not just as of tomorrow. We've been feeling this energy for a while now. It's been boiling, especially from the eclipse in Sagittarius that we had earlier this month. with the full moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is humanity, right? Everything connects. Everything, all the dots that we're going through right now, the eclipses, it all connects to connection. All right, we have humanity in the Sag energy that we just had. Tomorrow we're having the mother energy. On the 5th with the Capricorn full moon, it's the father energy. So we have the great mother and the great father of the tribe of humanity. 0 degrees between Gemini and Cancer. Like, it's amazing how all the archetypes just connect and tell such a perfect aligned narrative and story. It's just fucking mind-blowing. It's unbelievable. Like, when you know what's going on, it's just... So you can start getting excited. Wherever Cancer is in your chart, check whichever house it is. Right at the cusp between Gemini and Cancer, so like really early degrees, either late degrees of Gemini or early degrees of Cancer. And that's going to be meaningful. There's a new birth happening there. I'm sorry if I like become silence for seconds. Like, I've been processing a lot of energies in the past few days. I went on a vacation that was very needed, and it was energetically intense. And there was a natural event that happened on the 18th that just rocked my world. There was this seemingly regular, natural occurrence that, okay, it's pretty, but what do you want, Morgane? I'm like, it's more than pretty. It means so much. So it was very, very misty. Okay. We were on a beach house by the sea, and it was like being in a cloud because it was incredibly misty. Like, the fog was insane, and we kept saying how it's like we're walking inside a cloud. And we were at the beach, right? And then imagine, like, you can barely see. It's like the sand mingles with the water that mingles with the sky because it's all fog. It's like if you've seen Mist of Avalon, it's almost like I was like, where's Avalon? Where is the mist going to unveil Avalon? What's happening? It was insane. And then freaking rainbow. Like, huge fucking, excuse my language, I feel like I'm messing with the beauty of it by cursing. I shouldn't do that, but it was so, this huge rainbow. Now, it was hard to see the colors because of the fog, because of the mist. So it looked like just like this beam of light through the fog. And at first I was like, this is the balancing act of Mother Nature. This is where timelines collapse. Universes, parallel universes, collapse into one another. So the physical boundaries of, the perception of separation, the illusion of separation, are phased out. And for a good amount of time, there was no separation between the worlds. There was no illusion of separation. There was no me versus you. It wasn't even possible for me to phantom anything other than we. It's like the notion of I and you just completely dissolved in my head, and I just stared at it, and I was like, it felt like my outside was melting. And it's just my spirit being like, yes. And I took it as a very powerful omen. First, that I'm on the right path, that I'm in the right place, that this means something, it means something beautiful. And it also gave me confirmation for the work that I do. Chrissy, you've been voting for me. Thank you, love. Keep going. We need to do so every day until August 13th. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's actually pressing one button every day. And then a part of the sky, like above us, became a little bit more clear. There was a little bit mist. So the top part of the rainbow, right? If the rainbow was like this, the top part of it started to show its colors. So it's like beam of light, colors, beam of light, because here there was the fog and the mist, and here it was clearer. They thought I was crazy because I was so excited. I wanted to cry, but I held back. And then, now here's the really fun part. There was like, you know how there's like a trail of rocks between, like, you know that how they create shovel galim, like wave breaker, something to break the waves closer to the beach. So it was like somewhat of a bridge of wood and then rocks leading from the beach into the water. So we walked on that bridge towards the mist, towards the water, like towards the rainbow. And I think I almost fainted. I think I was really holding myself from I'm not saying where it is, not because I don't want to, but because I learned to be very cautious with my private life. I don't speak publicly of places I've spent time in. Like, usually I'm very open. I would say, oh, it was in this place with these people, blah, blah, but I've learned to be more careful because there are people who are watching. Most of you are fantastic, but there are people who are watching me who's like, oh, she was there. Let me go there, or let me search there, or let me talk to this person and see what I can find out about Morgane. And it's like, no. So sorry, I'm not going to say where it was. But let's just say I had no idea it was coming. It was just magic. So I was like sitting in the mist in a rainbow on a bridge between the beach and the ocean. And it sounds like a fairy tale. It sounds like imagination or fantasy or a cartoon, but it was real. I needed that reminder, that the magic in my head is real. Proof right in front of me. And it's like I have that image so clear. I have pictures. Maybe I'll put as the whatchamacallit, as the picture that you see when you press the video, the thumbnail. I'll put one of the pictures from there as a thumbnail for this video. But the reason I'm telling you this, other than to share with you guys my tribe, it means a great deal. It means that timelines are colliding, that a timeline has been chosen, that we are on the path there. And it's always a matter of choice whether you cross that bridge or not. It's up to you. But the bridge is there. And I just got another realization. This bridge is in the next 6 months. In the next 6 months, you have an opportunity to jump on the boat of your best timeline. You can either stay at the beach, bitter and scared, and be like, no, but this is how it should be, and this is how I always did it, and this is how I want it to be, and this is how, and just be fear-based and fear-oriented. Or you can take a leap of faith. Okay? All right. I think that was the message. Tomorrow I will start doing the July readings for all the signs. I will start with Cancer. I do recommend now to go watch your June readings again. If you haven't watched it twice already, then I do recommend to watch it, because you know, the chip falls, because I would say something before the month, right? And then, oh, that sounds interesting. But then if it actually happens, so if you watch it again from the point of view of an after effect, then you connect the dots better and it's more fun. Okay, guys. Anything else? Let's see if I missed out on questions. Thank you, Divine Renegade, once again. Chrissy, I sold my house and I'm preparing to travel. I'm not sure where the universe specifically wants me yet. I'm embracing this amazing change. What a crazy time to be doing this. Wow. Okay. Where are you traveling? You don't know yet? Just be cautious. I'm not telling you not to do something, and listen to your path, okay? What I'm saying is general. Because of everything that is happening right now in the world, make sure that wherever you're traveling, you're able to return if you want to. You know how now during COVID, it was, you know, people got stuck in different places in the world? Take that under consideration. Take that under consideration. Take natural disasters under consideration. Like, say, if you know there's a place that is very linear towards earthquakes or floods and so on, I would try to avoid it, because right now is where things like that happen, okay? That's all I'm saying. Firefly, hi Morgaine, thank you for your message. You're most welcome. Thank you for being here. Let me pull a couple of cards for y'all. Okay, Morgaine. Okay. How can I sum this reading for my collective of seekers for this new moon in Cancer and solar eclipse? Let's conclude this messages. What can I say? Either later today, if there's a patron here, my patrons, I will do the daily rune messages on Patreon, and also the lunar love reading, because on Patreon I do monthly 2 lunar love readings for the collective of my patrons there, so it's focused on their love life. So if you want to be a part of this energy, you can join us there. Also, only my patrons can book a private reading with me, so if you want to book a reading with me, you've got to be a patron first. And all the extendeds are there, and the Karmic Shift and Liberation are there for unlimited streaming this month and past months. And there's daily rune messages and a lot of fun stuff. So I'm going to do the daily runes for the next week, and the lunar love reading either today or tomorrow. We'll see. But it's going to be on Patreon. Okay, message for my seekers. What else do they need to know now? Eight of Pentacles. I like that. One more. Sorry, I'm looking at it. Something interesting just happened. They kind of fell in the reverse, but then I got the understanding that for some of you, I need to give the interpretation for how it is in the reverse, and for some of you, I need to give the interpretation for how it is in the upright. Oh, Mel. Okay. So let's start with the reverse interpretation of how they fell. We have Eight of Pentacles in the upright, and then Six of Cups and Page of Pentacles in the reverse. This is someone working really, really diligently on making an offer for someone from their past that they probably should not be doing, because this is how you know if this is for you. If this is something cyclical that has been going on in your life, say a situationship or a recurring ex, back together, off together, on and off, back again, off again, and so on. And this is important. And this connection has made either one of you or both of you really unhappy. Meaning it was toxic, meaning it's founded, your connection is founded on just emotional, psychological, childhood things where you kind of fill up a void for one another. But it's constantly make it, then break it, then make it, then break it, then make it. If you were to do this now, at this time, oh, this is a message I forgot to give you guys. So, okay, so happy I did this. Everything you do now will affect your next decade. Oh, hi, Mariola. People have joined now. Great. You're funny. You just voted, Chanas? Thank you. Thank you, MK. Awesome. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. Yay, Mariola. Okay, I just gave like tons of messages, and now I just moved a little bit for the tarot. We'll see how long this lasts. Okay. So as I was saying, what you're doing right now, all of you, regardless, the choices that you're making is your announcement to the universe of how you want your life to look like in the next decade. And I'm being dramatic on purpose because this is very important. Because this is very important. We'll repeat the cycle. What you do now will repeat the cycle. So make sure that what you do now, if you want it to be in your life the way it is, the way it has been for a long cycle, go ahead and do it. But if it's been toxic and unhealthy and unhappy, then figuring out how to maintain that cycle, or thinking that you're trying to fix the cycle, but it's not, it's in the reverse, will really cause you the same level of damage and hurt it has been thus far, and it will just continue. So be cautious with that. Now, for the group of you that I'm supposed to give a message that it's in the upright, Eight of Pentacles in the upright, Page of Pentacles, and Six of Cups in the upright. So the imagery is very clear. It's like someone working really diligently on an offer or a possibility, an opportunity, a reach out. They want to they're either, I'm picking up on someone that is creating something or working on something. They want to give to someone in their life that is very soulmate vibe. So this is either someone you've known a long time, or this is soulmate. So maybe they haven't necessarily been in your life for a long time, but super soulmate vibe. Like you feel like you've known them. It just feels natural. So although this could be a work offer, because these are very work-oriented cards, It can also be an offer of connecting that is just really practical and really precise and thoughtful and trustworthy. Okay, so you might receive something like a gesture, a gift, an offer, a reach out, a message. And this message, although seemingly small, behind it there's a lot of work that was put into it. So it's either someone that really thought a lot about exactly what they're going to write, or they really put a lot of effort into what is seemingly like modest and like a cute small gesture, but it comes with a lot of meaning and a lot of intent and a lot of energy put into it. And it's very sweet. Cool. Nice. Okay, guys. Oh, thanks for the rainbow. I love you guys very much. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for your support as always. Tomorrow I'm going to start, as I said, with the videos for July. Don't forget your daily vote. I do stories on YouTube, like there's stories on Instagram, so like 10, 12-second stories on YouTube. If you have the app on your iPhone and you go into your YouTube through the iPhone, you can see like a red circle around my profile image, then there's a story. And over there, if you comment on one of my stories that you voted, then I respond to you in return with a video, with a story, tagging you, mentioning you, and thanking you. So if you want to have like a nice ping pong convo with me of, hey, I voted, and me kind of responding, then do that, and I'd be happy to say hi to you. And either way, after you vote, don't forget to come back and comment on the videos that you did. I don't mind you doing it every day. The opposite, I would love it. And then I'll give you a heart in return or a thank you in return, because it will be like our daily fun. Okay? Okay, guys, I love you. Stay true, stay magic, and stay safe. And free.